All right. So now I'm at 3 of 6 for tier 2. Now I need to sleep. So let's go drive and just find some place to sleep. There's no sprinting either. You're always just jogging. That's interesting. Again, it's possible that they have completely separate control schemes for PC than they do console, but I guess I'll just have to wait and find out. I ordered my processor and motherboard kit to upgrade, so I should be able to play Syndicate soon. So we'll see what Syndicate does as far as that's concerned. Alright, a bunch of people leveled up. Let's go check my drivers. See what we're looking at here. He's balanced. He's balanced. 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 He's working on hazardous. You only have one hazardous left. Let's go back to balanced on you. I'll leave him on balance. That's fine. He's on hazardous. He should go back to balanced. He's balanced. He's balanced. Paul is balanced. Paul should switch to long distance. And she's balanced. We'll leave her balanced. No, let's put her on long distance. You're excited to see me play Syndicate? Okay. So that should be good. Well, you said you hadn't... Oh, no, you played Syndicate. Okay. Yeah, the only... I mean, Syndicate's the only Assassin's Creed game I haven't played now besides Origin. Alright. Roswell. That's another long job. Phoenix. LA. I've not gone to LA in a long time. I think it might be good to deliver to LA. Let's do this LA job, 32,000. Yeah, let's do this LA job. Best Buy to Best Buy. Sticking to the western routes? No, I mean, I went all the way... I came from New Mexico to Reading. So, I mean, I started over in New Mexico this earlier. I was in Roswell, I think. No, I was in Carlsbad. I was in Carlsbad, drove to Artesia, and then drove all the way to Reading from Artesia. So, I mean, there's that. You live in Arizona, don't you? No, I live in Texas. My state is not yet in the game, unfortunately. However, when my state is in the game, you can be damn sure that I will be driving a lot in Texas. What? I guess I drove a couple of feet too far. That sucks. West of Texas are the western routes. Well, that's all there is in the game. There is only west of Texas. Yeah, relative to the game. Yeah, exactly. West of the Rocky Mountains would be considered Western United States. So Texas technically is not west. Texas is a combination of south and southwest, depending on who you ask. I consider Texas to be probably south central. A lot of people, when they say south, they mean southeast. They're talking about like Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, that kind of stuff. Texas is in south central, so that's why I tend to consider Texas part of the South. Yeah, exactly. Hence South by Southwest. Exactly. Depending on who you ask, Texas is either south or southwest. Dude, green light change. Awesome. Tabaltis, what's up, dude? El Paso feels west. That is true. Texas is almost in 3 regions. El Paso does feel west, because El Paso is desert. And East Texas has a lot of forest. So yeah, it's very interesting. You flown to Houston once but didn't have a long layover? Galveston feels like Florida? Not quite. All right. So let's grab these Christmas presents at this Best Buy and take them to another Best Buy in LA. All right, let's take a look at this route. Nah, let's not go that way. Let's go this way. Yeah. We're going down 101 the whole way. So instead of 8.5, it takes 9. So it just adds another 30 minutes. Not a big deal. I could technically go this way. Oh, is that broken there? You can't go from here to there? Oh, snap. Oh, that's right. That's the part of the road that... Oh, that's so cool. I forgot they did that. There's a landslide here in real life that cut through the highway, and the highway's been destroyed ever since. And so SCS cut out that chunk of highway. I forgot they did that. That was really cool of them. Okay, so let's do that. I have to sleep in 13 hours, and this job is going to take me 9, so we'll be good. Let's go deliver this, shall we? And we're going to come out here and then swing hard. Everything is wildfires over there now? Yeah, I know, right? Bro, you're not gonna... Oh my god, now everybody's gonna try to turn left. And I'm not gonna be able to go. Yeah, Arkansas is AR, correct. Arizona is AZ. Alabama is AL. Go, Chuck. All right, now I can go. After all the fires, do you think we'll have another Dust Bowl? Nope. That was a completely different thing. Dust Bowl was not created by fires. Dust Bowl was created by drought, specifically. The plants will regrow actually surprisingly fast after a fire. Because all the dead growth will is like high-end fertilizer. The Dust Bowl was also not in California. The Dust Bowl was in the Great Plains. So you're talking Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, any place that was super flat primarily got hit really, really hard. Dust Bowl was caused by farming. Oh, that's right, because they weren't, they sapped all the nutrients from the ground. You're correct. I forgot about that part. Aren't the fires created by drought? Yeah, the fires are created by drought, yes, but in the original one, there weren't really fires that killed the plants. The drought just killed all the plants, and then it just turned into dirt. And it was very fine, sandy dirt because of the farming. Yeah, exactly what Tybaltus said. Droughts help the fires, but the fires aren't caused by the drought. I mean, take this into consideration. I don't live in a place anywhere near where these droughts and wildfires are going, so my statements are not based off of experience. Ask me about hurricanes. I can answer those. Oh my god. That was frustrating. If flooding is such a problem in hurricanes, why don't you just build really big walls? Oh god, dude, that doesn't work like that. Yeah, dude, I have clients. I work in an IT company, and I have clients in Port A and Rockport. Port A is like, if I had to put it into a percentage, I would say 70% of the buildings in Port A are completely destroyed or going to need to be torn down. Like, the city is devastated. It's going to be years before that city is back to where it was. Is even just back even. Rockport also got hit hard, but Rockport didn't get hit as hard. Rockport's probably more like 30%. Which is still a huge thing, but Port A is literally on the barrier island that protects mainland Texas from hurricanes. So it has no protection. It got all of it. I want to say the I passed almost directly over Port A. It was, oh. What about AP? AP has damage too. AP is probably more like Rockport though. Probably like 20%. AP will be repaired pretty quickly. All the damage is like, it's not like massive structural damage, it's mostly superficial damage. Roofs, signs, you know, a couple of power poles here and there, some trees. Nothing big. Port Aransas is like the majority of the buildings in town will have to be torn down because of flood damage. Anybody been up to Lake Folsom? Folsom is where Sacramento gets most of their water. I've never been to California. So I'm the wrong person to ask, but maybe somebody else in chat might be able to help you. Yeah, I have a friend of mine, one of my coworkers lives in Rockport, and he has family members in Port A. So yeah, Port A is getting a lot of local and statewide support. I have no idea how much national support they're getting, but I think most of the national support went to Houston. Just because they had massive flood damage. Where is Port C? Man, you skipped Port B. How you gonna jump from A to C, man? Come on. Fulton Mansion? I think it had damage, but I don't think it was destroyed. Pretty sure it survived. Although, I don't 100% know for sure. I'd have to Google it. But like I said, there was very little extreme structural damage in Rockport, and Fulton Rockport. It's literally just right there, so I highly doubt there was significant damage. Well, I'm not shooting down your logic. I'm just curious as to why you skipped a whole letter of the alphabet. You know? Port C is Corpus. You're not wrong. I forget what the ranking is, but I know Corpus Christi is in like the top 10 biggest ports in the nation. We have a giant port. You gotta go? See you later, Sarum. Thanks for hanging out for so long, dude. Have a good one. Is that... Have a good one. Is that like a southern phrase? I've said that to people on the phone, and they've been like, have a good one. What do you mean? Have a good what? And I'm like, I don't know. Day, week, month, year? Poop? There's so many sayings and idioms. You're originally from Massachusetts and you say it up there, so you don't think it's regional? Interesting. I've said have a good one to people on the phone before, and they've been like confused as to what I was saying. So I don't know if it's... Maybe there are some areas of the country that don't say it at all, and they had no idea what I was trying to say to them. That's interesting. I've always been interested in where certain phrases and sayings came from. Or things of that nature. I learned that have a good one is a regular phrase in English. Well, it may be. It may just be that there's a small area where it's not a regular phrase. Like one of the things from that's like a regional thing is in the South, when we refer to carbonated soda like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or things like that, generally we refer to them as Coke. They're all called Coke. So when you go somewhere and you go to a restaurant and they're like, what would you like to drink? And you're like, I want a Coke. They're like, okay, what kind? And then you'd say, I want a Coca-Cola, or I want a Dr. Pepper, or I want a Sprite. Where in other areas of the country, they either say soda, or in the area of the country that's just wrong, they call it pop. I can't, I'm fine with, I've kind of adjusted to calling it soda now, because it's a larger portion of the country calls it soda than calls it Coke. Yeah, everybody wants Dr. Pepper in Texas. That is absolutely true. Well, okay. But you know what I mean.
Well, I don't.
Like, if you go to a restaurant, the restaurant usually either carries Coca-Cola products or Pepsi products, and not both. But in Texas, it doesn't matter if you go to a place that carries Coke or carries Pepsi. They've all got Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Whereas in other areas of the country, I'm sure that if you go to a restaurant that stocks Coca-Cola products exclusively, chances are they carry Pib Extra as opposed to Dr. Pepper. But yeah, Texas is very, very heavy in Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper was almost a novelty in Massachusetts. It's really weird to think of areas of the country where it would be difficult to find Dr. Pepper. You live in Utah now, and Mr. Pibb is almost as common as Dr. Pepper. I wish Pibb was common in my part of Texas, but because of Dr. Pepper's overwhelming popularity in Texas, a lot of Coca-Cola distributing companies sign distributing rights with Dr. Pepper so that Dr. Pepper doesn't distribute their own products. Coca-Cola distributes Dr. Pepper for them. And one of the stipulations that Dr. Pepper frequently makes is if Coca-Cola is distributing Dr. Pepper, they are not allowed to distribute Mr. Pibb. And so Mr. Pibb is relatively uncommon in Texas. And I really enjoy Pibb. It's very good as well. Like, I think there's one or two convenience stores in my city that carry Pibb in 20-ounce bottles. But finding a fridge pack, like a 12 pack of Mr. Pibb, I have to drive at least 45 minutes out of town to get some. And one of my friends routinely goes up there like once a month and will buy like $40 worth of Pibb while he's there. He'll get like 10 or 12 cases of it. Hey, a Jack in the Box. I need to scoot over into the other lane. But yeah, like we were... Hey, what's up, Hasty? You're back to your computer? Did you get home after Christmas now? Awesome. You tasted Dr. Pepper once, not very many soda variations in Germany? Yeah, Gentleman Dragon, who shows up in stream a lot, he lives in Denmark. And he's found a place locally that sells Dr. Pepper, and he's excited every time he goes there. See you later, Tibaltus. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Appreciate the love. Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. I don't know. That doesn't really work. But it felt right for some reason. I don't know. I'm a strange guy. Dang, loading up those alternate garages was like a good idea. Like, I just bought 2 trucks and hired 2 drivers, and I'm almost back up to 450,000. I'm at like 300. I was down to like 200. I haven't even finished this delivery, and I'm almost like halfway back up to what I was at. But yeah, I get a kick out of regional sayings that are common either A, in Texas, or B, in the South. And being on Twitch and saying them to people that are American but not from my area, or foreign and have learned proper English but not necessarily like regional idioms. And so I'll say phrases and people will be like, I have no idea what you're saying. And then I've got to explain what the idiom means. It's real fun. I get a kick out of it. Let's pass up this other truck. He seems to be going kind of slow. Either that or he doesn't have the same acceleration that I do. So once he slows down, he has a hard time getting back up to 55. Whereas I'm going uphill and staying at 55, and he's starting to fall behind. He must not have a powerful enough engine. Or he may not be in the right gear. Maybe right at the point where he needs to switch gears but doesn't. Saying bless his heart in the South is totally different than elsewhere. Yeah, exactly. When you say bless your heart, you're basically saying, aw, you're so dumb. Like, bless his heart. He tries. But he's terrible. Whoa. Big speed change there. What is going on here? I bet Lucid says that a lot. Driving down the middle of a freeway doing 65 and all of a sudden you come over a hill and traffic is at a dead stop. And you're just like, what the hell? Something obviously happened up ahead. And it's even more confusing when you drive through that area and literally see nothing. And then it goes back up to full speed and you're just like, why the hell was everything going so slow? It frustrates me in real life. That's exit only. I don't want to do that. This is for Bakersfield. I don't want to... Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God, dude. If you're exiting the freeway, you don't have to slam on your brakes. Just saying. You can just... move. You just learn to roll with it. I guess if that's your job and all you do is drive on highways all day, getting angry at dumb people would just be a non-stop, endless stream of annoyance. And at that point, you're like, you know what? It's not worth my stress. Just let them do their thing. Otherwise, you'd be stressed out all the time. Although I'm sure there are truckers that are exactly like that. That are just constantly stressed the fuck out. I need to go through my Steam friends list and purge out people who've been offline for like 90 days again. There are truckers like that and they're annoying. Oh, I'm sure they are, because you pull off to a truck stop and they get out and they're just constantly yelling about shit and you're just like, dude. That's why you don't have your CB turned on ever. Would you just use your CB for like emergency purposes only kind of thing? Otherwise, you hear people bitching all day long. CB stands for crybabies. Ouch. Although I'm pretty sure you are definitely not alone in that camp. There are probably a lot of truckers that are just like, oh my God. Click. I'm not listening to that crap today. You were telling me about that the other day, how you said some people yell at you. They're like, dude, I was trying to talk to you on your radio. What the hell is that antenna for? And you're just like, bitch, I don't want to talk to you. You'll open Waze? Is Waze like a trucker thing? You'll turn it on if you hit traffic to see what the jam is. I guess because other truckers nearby will be reporting back what's going on. But what is Waze? Because if that's like an Android app that tells you about traffic problems, shit, when I go traveling, I'd like to use it. It's a social map app. Interesting. So it's like Google Maps, but social. Interesting. Maybe I'll look that up. That's handy because when I'm traveling up north to hang out with Mom, I'll run into issues like that periodically. Google owns Waze? Really? What's up, NorCal? I'm assuming you're from Northern California? Welcome, good sir. Or madam, I don't know. Waze, GPS maps, travel, and live navigation. Interesting. Well, I've got it now, so I'll check it out later. "25 minutes to my destination. Awesome." My dad ends phone calls with "good enough." That is kind of strange. Good enough makes it sound like, whatever. You know? Makes it sound like it wasn't what he wanted to hear, but he'll deal with it anyway. I frequently end phone calls with "talk to you later." And yet I do that with customers at work. It's people I definitely don't want to talk to again. Not because I don't like them necessarily, but because, they called with problems. I don't want them to call back because that means they've got more problems. But I still end conversations with "talk to you later." And they're just like, okay. Whatever you say, man. I'll say good enough or fair enough if it fits well into the conversation, but I wouldn't end a phone call with that. That's weird. Although my dad did really weird stuff as well. And as I've been getting older, I've slowly found myself doing things that my dad did and going like, "Oh my god. I'm turning into my dad." For a while, I decided to try out the TV crime drama end call method of just hanging up when I got what I needed. It pissed everyone off. I bet. I used to. I used to have certain people that I would call